I felt a bit nervous to start off with, but then after a while we got talking properly and my nerves went a bit.
I felt that it was positive encouragement, and it was preparing us for real world scenarios if we're applying for a job, and it's an eye opener really. It entails what it says for the interview.
It was alright. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, it's been useful to find out what it's actually like to be interviewed.
It's been useful because obviously it's preparing us for if we are applying for job opportunities and job vacancies, and obviously a job opening would entail an interview, and I feel that it's been really useful and that it's really good really as well. Obviously with it's obviously because it's Lovell's as well. It's a big company, and obviously they're trained to obviously interview and help you out best they can.
It has been quite useful actually, because I thought it would be a bit easier, but it's not as easy as I thought it would be, because you need to know what to say about yourself, stuff like that.
Learned that maybe it's easier to do an interview than you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going in nervous, you can go in a bit confident, but not too confident.
I've learnt that Lovell's is a big multinational corporation. They have lots of job opportunities and vacancies. I felt that the interview as a whole does do a lot of good because it's entailing a lot of things to help you out, real life scenarios and things. And it's a good opportunity really.
Go in confident and know what you're going to say about yourself.
Eye contact and less fidgeting really, and just maybe sitting up straight.
I could have a bit more eye contact. I felt I've lacked on that. I feel that I've done. I've slacked down a bit, and I've just been a bit, and I haven't done. My communication hasn't been best really. I've just been and things like that. So yeah.
We know what to say about yourself, what your skills are, your weaknesses and your strengths. You have to know what they all are, so you can tell them to the interviewer.
It was very good for him. It was on the basis of getting into real life situations, the fact that many of them had never had a proper interview before, and just getting them past them sort of pre-interview nerves and just be at one with themselves and be honest and sort of get the answers across without hesitating.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I would say that they all needed to do was just research the company that they're going to have the interview with, because it's a question commonly asked, and if you don't know, then you're sort of shooting yourself in the foot to start with.
I think it's going to prepare them for future interviews that they're going to have with future companies, because I presume they're going to get feedback on them, which means they can take that into account and improve on how they answer the questions in future interviews.
I think that they get a lot back from it. I think that if you've never been to a job interview before, it can be quite daunting, and being 16, 17 years of age as well, I remember my first interview and it's very nerve-wracking. So I think if you're able to talk to somebody who's been in that position, it's a great thing for them.
I think they need to go in more detail with the questions, because a lot of them are sort of yes/no answers, really straight to the point, and it's quite hard to get them to elaborate on it. and a few questions, I don't know whether they knew the questions before, but they sort of like, I don't know, I don't. So that's all. I think if they take that into account and just do a little bit more research on how to answer the questions in future.
Generally, I think it's confidence. I think they need to all just maybe get used to speaking to somebody who they're not used to speaking to, and then I think that's mainly it, and maybe do a little bit of revision on the company that they're going for an interview for. I think that's always a good thing as well.
The enthusiasm of them, you know, they was all young, enthusiastic, and from what I've seen of the people I interviewed today, I would all offer them as good as a job tomorrow, because they all showed the qualities that I'd be looking for personally. They all had drive, motivation, and I think that's the sort of thing that we need within our industry, because it is a thing what pushes the building on.
Yeah, definitely. Again, interacting with people. I mean, we're not used to doing interviews to people, so it's a great thing for us as well to come and obviously get an insight to teaching to ourselves as well, I suppose, teaching ourselves how to do interviews.
I think they need basic maths. Basic maths is a must in the building industry because of measurements. So as long as they've got a good understanding of the maths, it comes with the job. But as well, again, you know, you need them to be punctual. You know, you need them to be disciplined with themselves as well as with others, and team players, because it's very rare you work on your own on a building site. You've always got to work with somebody else. And like I say, all the interviewees I interviewed were very good and all seemed to be very well motivated.
I think you've got to look for good communication. Obviously, communication is everything. It's key to success, because if one department doesn't speak to another department, then the job doesn't get done. So definitely communication, teamwork, encouragement, and yeah.
I think you're always looking for somebody who's enthusiastic in what they want to do. Self-motivation as well is a big thing. And somebody who's willing to learn from somebody as well. They don't just want to come to a job and think that they know everything. Somebody who's willing to listen to what a tradesman who's been in the trade for years is willing to say to them.